Hey, everybody, it's about Tyler. We're here at OG Gamers Live, home of Firestorm Records, Red Barn Productions, and we're back tonight. And I know that I said that I really wasn't going to talk about my problems. Uh, you know, I think a video or two back, but I think under the circumstances that I need to kind of give an update on things and some more filler on the story of my life. My life has never been easy, never. Uh, my dad found out my mom was pregnant way back when, and he left, disappeared. We to never be seen or heard from again. Uh, I growing up, I had to do migrant work as a child, working out in the fields with adults, and I've worked all my life. That's all I know. Until here, the last few years, it's been and it's been really tough. Uh, if y'all have seen the other videos, then you know about the things that I was dealing with my wife passing away, and me being arrested and charged with her murder, even though that's not true. The financial troubles that have went along with that. Uh, you know that I currently am unemployed and do not have a job, and nobody around here wants to even talk to me about a job. Not anything that I can do anyway. I will. This is the update part. Shortly after I put up the reaction video to "I Want to Go Home," uh, the wife of an artist that I've done a lot of work for over the years reached out to me and offered me a job washing dishes at a one of the largest restaurants here in the area, and I gladly accepted that job, uh, even though it's 20 miles away and my van is not tagged, stickered, or insured, and it just barely runs. I took the job. I mentioned that because here's what a lot of people don't understand about how bad my life actually is right now. Because I'm out on bond, I cannot even afford to get a traffic ticket. If I get pulled over for a traffic ticket, the judge in my case is such a hard ass that he has been known to revoke people's bonds for less. If they revoke my bond, then I will be go back to jail, and I will be in jail for another 2 to 4 years before this even goes to trial. I won't make it. Either way, I don't know how I'm going to make it, but I sure enough won't make it in jail. Uh, it is what it is. So I'm desperate enough that I accepted the job, and I showed up, and but was damn grateful for the opportunity. And unfortunately, first night on the job, I came to the harsh reality that at my age, I can no longer do a manual labor job that I used to fall back on when times were tough, and that's washing dishes, even if it pays really good. About 3 4 hours into the job, let me explain something. When you come into the dishwasher area, there's a table. The the table part's about waist high, and then up above it, there's a rack. There's a shelf where they put uh, glass racks to put the dirty glasses and beer mugs in, and they're standing on their end. And when they get full, I have to come around, reach up, and take them down, turn them down, and go around, put them in the dishwasher. Well, the large beer mugs are a lot heavier than you would think they are when they're in a dish rack, a big rack. And I don't know how many I'd already took down and washed. I did it. Well, I went around. It was full. I reached up and I grabbed it, and I went to turn it and bring it off the shelf where the bottom was facing down. As I got her about right here, the rack came apart, and I dropped the rack. I caught it before it hit the ground. Bad idea, folks. Bad idea. My back went, and I literally heard both my feet cramped up instantly, and it about put me on the ground. There's two young people standing there seeing it happen, and they're like, "Are you okay?" I'm like, "No, I'm not okay." They're like, "Okay." And this busboy, before he walks off, he goes, "Oh, nice save, by the way." And they just turn around and walk off. I'm like, okay. So I went and told the kitchen manager what had happened because I really did hurt myself. I was almost in tears. And all he had to say was, "Well, we need to be more careful," and went on about whatever it was he's doing. So I tried for another 2 hours to do the job. And I told him two more times, "Hey, man, I need to go sit down for a few minutes because I've really hurt myself." And he wouldn't say nothing. And finally, I'm like, "You know what? I've really hurt myself. And I guess y'all can fire me or do whatever you have to do. But at this point, I'm going to have to go home. I'm going to have to tap out. I've never tapped out on a job in my life, but I'm tapping out." And I just barely made it home. I've been in bed the last 2 days, just now getting to where I can get up and make it to the kitchen and back. Uh, on the bright side, I am doing better today than I was Thursday night and yesterday, but I'm still not okay, if that makes sense. I'm able to sit here this afternoon, this evening at the computer and work on stuff, but I literally cannot stand in the kitchen long enough to cook myself a meal or wash my own dishes. I just can't do it. And it's sad, the reality of getting old and out of shape and your body beat up. It is what it is. Unfortunately, I have no benefits, no resources available to me, and I have to find a way to survive no matter what. Even though I'm ready to go home, I'm not suicidal and I don't know how to quit fighting to be here. I hope y'all understand where I'm coming from. Uh, you go back to my wife and everything. Me and my wife, we had to fight for 42 years to be together. Uh, my mother-in-law hated me from day one. The minute she realized that me and her daughter were getting married, she hated my guts, and she did everything in her power to make me miserable, and did not care if it hurt her daughter or her grandchildren. Up to and including at one point in my life, calling Child Protective Services on me several times a month because she had nothing better to do and she wanted me to be miserable. It was so bad that me and the caseworker for Child Protective Services were on a first name basis, and the lady would apologize to me every time she came out, but she had to come out because somebody made a call, and we both knew who it was, even though she couldn't tell me. I let her know that I knew who it was, and uh, but it was so bad that she we were on a first name basis, and the first thing she'd do is apologize at the door. That's how bad it was. And finally, one day, I said, "Didn't Texas pass a law to where the state can prosecute people for filing false reports?" And she said, "Yeah." I said, "Well, don't y'all think y'all need to do something about that?" And I don't know what they did, but from that day forward, the problem stopped with Adult Protective Services, and for that I'm glad, because I had plenty other problems from my in-laws over the years to make up for it. Uh, my in-laws are all career felons. They've got records longer than my whole entire body, and I'm not exaggerating. Uh, Everything from attempted murder to drugs to theft, the list goes on. And I fought for 42 years to keep that drama out of mine and my wife's life, and I tried to keep it from affecting my children. Unfortunately, uh, my daughter committed suicide in 2009, and I blame my in-laws for that. And while my wife didn't give up on fighting to be here, she did give up on living, and that was the start of the end for her health-wise. She literally grieved herself to death. She basically died from a broken heart, as far as the way I see it. But she never gave up on me, and I never gave up on her. And we fought with everything that we had to the very end. So for somebody on the outside to think that I, for 1 second, would do something to hurt my wife or kill my wife is just stupid. And anybody that knows me and knows my wife that's been involved in my life, they'll tell you the same thing. They know there's a lot of people here that know about what I went through and what I've had to deal with trying to take care of my wife, and they don't understand any more than I do why things are the way they are right now. I kind of have a better idea because when all this went down, I was threatening to sue the shit out of the hospital, the sheriff's office, the medical examiner's office. I had every intention of doing whatever I had to do and getting a lawyer and suing the hell out of them. And that is why I think they doubled down and indicted me, because if they as long as I'm under indictment or they can get a conviction on me, I can't sue them. If I clear my name, they're in trouble. Uh, if I live long enough to make it through this, I I, I, I don't have much, but I'll gladly give it all up to see them in court and hope like hell. And it'd be nice to win some money. Don't get me wrong, because I'm starving, but it's not about the money. I want to make sure that they never ever do to anybody else what they've done to me. My wife died alone because of their actions, and that's the one thing that makes me cry and keeps me awake every night, is because I promised my wife that I would be there, and I was not allowed to be there. Y'all, I don't know if y'all can understand how hard that is. Uh, the last year she was alive, she refused to go to the hospital because in 20 August of 2021 she had a stroke, and instead of coming straight home from the hospital, they insisted that she go to a nursing home for rehabilitation, this, that, and the other, whatever, for at least 30 days. And I put her in that nursing home for 30 days, and I don't know what happened to that nursing home, but she came home with a bruise on her stomach that never went away. And from that day forward, she didn't want any part of going to the hospital or the doctor or the emergency room. And I don't know about other states, but out here in Texas, you can call the ambulance for somebody, but if they can tell that ambulance, the paramedics no, or they can tell law enforcement no, you can't make them go. And my wife made it abundantly clear that she was not going back to the hospital. And I knew that as long as she could still talk and tell them no, that I was wasting my time trying to get them to take her to the hospital. It's not that I didn't want her to go that the last several months. She refused to go. And there's a lot of people that knew about it. Unfortunately, most of them are gone now, are moving away. Some of them have died. I don't know where this is going to be by the time I get to court. This is going to drag on another 2, 3, 4 years at the very least. Uh, every day I have to get up and search the county website for upcoming court cases, because nobody will call and tell me nothing. Uh, the last court date I had, my attorney called me at midnight to let me know that I had a court case at 8 o'clock in the morning. The bonding company doesn't tell me nothing. Uh, I asked the court to take my information and to call me or email me or notify me when I had a court case, and they refused to take that information. That's how bad our legal system is, folks. Uh, I have to get up every day and check the court docket to see if I have a court date coming, because nobody will notify me and tell me of anything. So that leads me on to the next subject. Uh, I'd kind of gotten away from doing the reaction videos, and in fact, you won't find a lot of them here on my channel, because as much as I enjoy doing them, I don't like the feeling like I'm riding on other people's coattails, and that's kind of what we as content creators are doing when we create these reaction videos. Because the reality is, in order to earn revenue off of YouTube or Facebook or any other platform, you have to generate views, and lots of them. And the only way to generate views is to be covering the hot topic of the day. So you're kind of riding the success of others, or in some cases, the misery of others, to generate views. And I didn't want to be a part of that. Now, that being said, uh, Oliver Anthony and a few others, I would cover them even if I didn't make a penny because I enjoy their music and I enjoy their message, and mentally they're helping me get through the day. Uh, but right now, because of my health and my situation, I 100% rely on whatever revenue I generate off of social media. Uh, and unfortunately, not any one platform is paying enough to pay my bills. So I have to be very careful about the subjects that I cover, the topics that I talk about, because I could get demonetized. Or let me put it this way: I have to I censor myself uh, to make sure that that doesn't happen. There's a lot of topics that I would love to talk about. There's a lot of politics that I would love to talk about. However, if I do so, I will be censored and attacked from both sides, and I'll be demonetized, and I don't have any other income to fall back on. So, yeah, it's a really bad time. And there are PayPal links and other videos that I put up. Uh, and if you want to donate to one of those links, that's great. It's appreciated. But I understand. I honestly understand that there's a lot of people out there, and this part breaks my heart. That as bad as my life is, as hard as it is right now, there's people going through as bad or worse than what I'm going through. So knowing that, if you ever need to talk, come talk to me. I've thought about doing a podcast so just that we could bring people in on into the streams and talk about what's going on in not just my life but your life, and how you're dealing with it, and stuff like that, because a lot of people are they're under this misconception that I get to go see a grief counselor, or that I can go get food stamps, or this, that, and the other. I cannot. I have called the Workforce Commission 8 times trying to see about getting some job rehabilitation or something so I could get training for a job they won't even return my calls. And any state funded agency right now in the state of Texas is they're not going to help me because I'm under indictment. The state's out to prosecute me for murder, and they're just not going to help me. That's the reality of it, folks. And I hate telling y'all people this because I've been doxxed, I've been attacked before, and I can't help but wonder if that may have played a part of some of the things that were going towards the end of my wife's life. I didn't see it then, but I see it now. You know what they say about hindsight being 2020. But the truth of the matter is, uh, I was so beat down, not only taking care of my wife and literally having to pick her up out of the bed and carry her to the bathroom and give her a shower and tend to her every need. I was having to do the same thing for my grown son because he was in a car wreck that shattered his leg, and he was bedridden as well. And I'd have to go across the yard to his place and carry him to the bathroom and go fix his meals and tend to help him with whatever he needed help with 24/7, and nobody to help me. I begged for help to every state agency available, to no avail. So that's the truth of the matter, folks. And if you have any ideas or anything that you want to talk about, hit me up in the comment section. If you see an artist or subject out there that you would like me to react to and comment on, or whatever, let me know. I appreciate it, and I'll try to give you a shout out in the video if I make it. Uh, we may not be all in the same ship in the same storm, but most of us are in a ship in a storm, and we need to be kind to each other. I just dealt with a troll, and now I'm thinking I was maybe just a little bit harsh, but I think I told him something that he needed to hear, and hopefully he'll go get the help that he obviously needs, and get his life back on track mentally, and get himself in a better place. I know it's not easy, folks. Uh, I'm not going to go over to your channel and troll you and hate on you, or attack you, or attack another artist in order to make myself feel better. So please don't come to mind doing it. If you want advice, in the music business, I will gladly help you the best that I can to get you in a position to do better professionally. Maybe not on your performance, but on things that you can do to place you in a better position to earn an income and stuff like that. Uh, anyway, I hope all this helps. Till next time, this is Vitaly over here at OG Gamers Live. Y'all, please stay safe wherever you are in the world today. And until next time, I'm out of here.